the woman in the White House liberals love to loathe. But Kellyanne Conway, the woman who played such a huge role in making Donald Trump the President of the United States, might be taking on an even bigger role in the Trump administration. And judging by the early reaction to the news, liberals are going to hate her even more. According to a report by The Atlantic, Conway is close to accepting the position of White House Communications Director to replace the Hope Hicks, who announced her resignation in February. Trump has offered Conway the job, and White House figures like First Lady Melania Trump and Nick Ayers, Vice President Mike Pence's chief of staff, have tried to convince Conway to take it, The Atlantic reported. And Conway might just accept it now. It's becoming increasingly difficult for her to say no, one unnamed White House official told The Atlantic. Particularly since Trump himself has been pushing it. He's basically told her she's no longer allowed to say no, another source told The Atlantic. It's a move that Trump supporters should be cheering. Conway was one of the most visible and articulate public faces of the Trump campaign, which he managed in the final stretch from August to November 2016. She was everywhere in the media, tirelessly pushing Trump's candidacy to skeptical commentators and presenting an effective answer to Democrats' Trump hates women attacks. Her appearance on The View shortly before the election was legendary for how she handled the rabid anti-Trump Puritans. When it was time for Hillary Clinton to concede the election in the early hours of November 9, 2016, it was Conway's phone that rang. Since Trump's inauguration, it's tough to think of a woman in the administration whom liberals vilify more than Conway. Saturday Night Live portrayed her as a sexually depraved obsessive in a skit modeled on Fatal Attraction. Trump-hating late-night comedian Stephen Colbert called her Satan's trophy wife on national television. The cast of Morning Joe basically called her a prostitute who personally couldn't stand Trump but was only in it for the money. The mainstream media had a field day earlier this month when the Office of Special Counsel, a federal agency that's not connected to Special Counsel Robert Mueller, issued a ludicrous opinion that Conway had violated the Hatch Act twice by advocating the election of Republican Roy Moore to the Senate in Alabama. A member of a Republican White House plugging on national television for a Republican candidate to win a Senate election? Whoever heard of such a thing? And when word of Conway's potential new job at the White House began to spread, the social media response from liberals was unhinged, insulting and downright juvenile. This Twitter thread is a good example. In short, Trump is driving liberals batty again. The communications director slot has been a tough one for the Trump White House. After the foul-mouthed Anthony Scaramucci lasted only 10 days in the job, Hicks held it for almost 6 months, but it's coming open again. Conway's been talked about for the post before, but this time it might be for real. If she takes it, Conway is likely to approach it with the competence and professionalism she brought to Trump's campaign on its way to victory. And liberals are going to loathe her for it even more.